Okay, real quick, and I know there's going to be about a 2-minute delay, and everybody can see the box that says chat with Carrie. If you would, before you send a message, type your name in, and then the message right after your name. That way I can see who you are. When you check in, everybody's assigned a number, and I'm sure there's other people going to the GoToWebinar tonight, but this is going to be our new training center, and this will be our new training session. You can increase the screen all the way to full screen if you want. If you do increase it to full screen, you will lose the ability to chat, but all you got to do is drop it back down. You can open up the chat and send me messages, and that's how I will respond. I will respond if you would just kind of hold your messages kind of if I say, okay, give me a question. And then as I see the messages coming in, I will start because of the short delay that there is. But this is going to work out very well, I think. And I feel very confident it will. So if you're on right now and you're hearing me live, go ahead and type a message in. Type your name first and then type a message. And I'm going to run down the screen real quick, and we'll take care of that. We got about 3 minutes before the webinar will start, but we're going to go right into it. We got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to continue in our sales training, and you'll have to excuse me. I am losing my voice very rapidly. Sleep has been slim and none, and I've been doing a ton of recording and film editing. Just waiting to see if anybody's going to type a chat with Carrie message. I'll do it myself here, I guess, and test it. And there it is. And I see myself talking to myself. Very good. And I'll close that out. And we're going to get rolling. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and being with us this evening. This is our new format. We're going to start doing these Hangouts. The video will stay right here on this page for the entire week until next week's training. So please feel free to come back and watch it as often as you want. I see someone sending a chat message there. Okay, so let's just step through real quick. I know everybody can see the screen, and it's just a couple-minute delay, but I'm going to go ahead and share how everything's going to work. First and foremost, you see the new format. You see the screen, instantappwizard.com/live/training. I will send out reminders. You don't have to come in every single week and register. It'll be the same, instantappwizard.com/live/training every single week. But I will send out a reminder just to let you know that this is where you have to come. The reason we want you to register is because that's where the emails will be coming from now. And let me turn that off because somebody just, I know that's got to be one of you guys, texted me saying, hey, we got training tonight. Of course, somebody may be saying that because they're over at GoToWebinar, but I know we've posted this in several places. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. And if you have a question or want to do a question, you'll see a little box there. It says chat with Carrie. It's got my picture on it. All you need to do is open that up and type in the question, and it'll come right here to my computer. And it's a great little tool. And we got a lot of people checking in right here at the last second. So, I want to thank everybody once again. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to roll. The questions will go. If you have a question, I will see it flashing. It may be about a minute and a half delay before I answer the questions, but I will probably go back and answer all the questions after that. Testing the chat, testing the chat worked very well. If you would, when you type to me, if you would type your name first, and then the question. That way I'll know who it is, because all I see is a number on my end. But this is the way our new system will work. And that way I know who to respond to. But for all those that are new tonight and those that have come on tonight, welcome to our new training center. And I want to thank everybody. We've got a house full, so quite a few people got the memo. And I want to thank you for coming out this evening and being a part of our training. And as I said earlier, please excuse my voice. It is a little bit raspy, have had a little bit of sleep and a lot of work. So, but thank you so very much. Somebody just said disregard my email. I obviously found it. Yes, thank you. That must be Tom Miles. Tom didn't have to type his name. That was probably Tom Miles. But anyway, welcome to our Wednesday night training in our new hangout, in our new home for Wednesday night training, your Instant App Wizard Training Center. We're excited about this. I have dealt with GoToWebinar my last time. We're hoping this works out great. You can see the chat with Carrie little icon on your screen. All you need to do is open that. You can also watch this from your mobile phone, and it's all mobile responsive. So you can drive down the road and listen to Carrie talking to you and giving you training, and really look forward to this training. And I can see some of you have the chat box open. Some of you have the chat box closed, but that will be the way that you communicate your questions to me. So if you would, if you're on and you're hearing us now, go ahead and run down the list and just say, this is Ryan, or this is whoever. Oh, that's Greg Marshall that said disregard my email. Thank you, Greg. See, that works perfect. Greg said, no, it was Greg Marshall. And but welcome, Greg, and welcome everybody to our training. I'm so excited about it. You don't know how hard and how many hours has gone into putting this entire system together with the chat boxes, and so we can see everything that's going on and run this thing like we're supposed to. And but I'm excited. There's Kenny, and it's good to see you, Kenny. And we've got people checking in, and as you check in, I just turn you on here, and you flash at me, but this is going to be really cool. I can even see which mouse button you're clicking and if you're watching your screen or what you're doing. So anyway, my name is Kerry Miller, and welcome to our Wednesday night training, man. It's great to have everybody here at our new home. And we're going to continue our training tonight. Just a couple of things that we always go through. If you have not joined our YouTube channel, please go and join our YouTube channel at youtube.com. No, Kenny, I have not slept, buddy. I couldn't get some when this is over, though, I can promise you. Just join our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Instant App Wizard, and go to our Facebook page and like us. That's different from our group. Go to our Facebook page, and Kenny, I'm not going to tell them that. Go to our Facebook page and join our Facebook page at Instant App Wizard, facebook.com, and like our Facebook page. I'm a little bit tired, so I may be a little bit loopy tonight, and that's what Kitty's referring to. If you did not get your text reminder tonight, please go and get your text reminder at 727-478-1343. I'm not sure if the text reminder was shifted over tonight for our new Hangout system, but we will make sure that's done by next week. But go and type app call, APPCALL, to 727-478-1343. And join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Instant App Wizard. You do have to be a member of Facebook in order to do that. So please, please, please be a member of Facebook and then come in and join our group. There's a lot of great information in our group, and it's a great, 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 great place to be. And I've got everybody here. Man, we got a full house. Welcome everybody, man. I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm surprised. I was kind of worried about tonight's turnout, but I've sent several emails out. Okay, we're going to get right into sales training tonight. And the reason we're going to get into sales training tonight, because it's very, very, very important. Hola, Lupe. And it's very important that we continue this sales training. And what we're going to look at tonight, and this is the first thing. And last week we closed with confidence, and I hope you all worked this week and worked on confidence and thought about the confidence and built your confidence. Listen, I know better than anybody how hard it is to go out there and get the door slammed in your face. Or you get through the entire sale and you find out that the person that you just talked to does not have the authority to buy your product. And those are some of the things that we're going to teach you in this series tonight, is about that authority to buy, and what it is to get in there and buy, and how to buy, and who's supposed to buy, and how to find out if they're even qualified to buy. You know, it's also sad to know that you go out and spend a ton of time with a lot of people, and you know all the benefits of the product. You know that the benefit of the product, the marketing platform, can go out there and help them grow their business. One of the benefits of the marketing platform is they can reach their customer in 90 seconds through texting. One of the benefits of the marketing platform is they can reach their customer in 90 minutes through email. One of the benefits of the marketing platform is they can post on Facebook and Twitter at the same time and make it happen. And so there's a lot of great benefits to this platform. The benefit of the mobile app is, first and foremost, now it makes them Google ready. Okay, they are now ready for Google. But so there's so many benefits. And what you need to do, and this is what I recommend, you need to sit down tonight when the training is over, and you need to go through the benefits. And you need to go and say, okay, this is the benefit of what I'm selling. This is what I know the benefit to be. And if you need any help, I highly recommend you go to the Facebook group and you say, hey guys, how are you selling XYZ as a benefit? How are you selling coupons as a benefit? How are you selling reputation management as a benefit? How are you selling loyalty rewards as a benefit? How are you selling the digital business card as a benefit? How are you selling the mobile app as a benefit? And you need to go through those things, and you need to look at those things, and you need to understand the benefits of your product, because that is what you're selling. You're not selling the app itself. You're not selling all those things. You are selling the benefit. You're selling the thing that is going to help them get to where they need to go, help them get their wants, fulfill their needs, and you're going to give them exactly what they want. You see, sometimes we think it's what we want, but it's not what we want at all. It's what they want. So let's keep on rolling here. And we're going to go through the steps of the sale. We're not going to go all the way through the full steps of the sale tonight, because I want to save dominant buying motive for next week. And man, we've got a full house. Man, I'm excited everybody showed up tonight. I really, really am. And man, the people are still pouring in. This is awesome. But we're going to go through the steps of the sale tonight. And we're gonna stop at dominant buying motive. I don't know if how far we'll get, but my goal is to make it the dominant buying motive. And we will spend just about the entire sales process next week on dominant buying motive. What is going to be the key trigger that sets them off to purchase your product? And what we're going to learn tonight is are they even qualified to purchase our product? Is the person you're speaking to even the person that can make the decision, even if they own the store? Is there someone else they need to speak to in order to make a decision? And we're going to learn tonight that you don't stop anything. You're already there. You're already in front of the people. You're already making it happen, okay? But what you've got to make sure you do is, you know, before you get to the end of that deal, that you don't walk out with your head down, that you feel like you wasted your time because the person you spoke to cannot make the decision. Okay, that the person you spoke to cannot make the decision. And that's what the steps of the sales do. Selling is not a step-by-step mechanical procedure. Why then do you require your sales reps to perform a step-by-step sales presentation? It's extremely important that we do that. And it's extremely important that you do that when you take this training and you take all of the Instant App Wizard stuff out and you break this down so that they can learn and study this training, okay? And they can go in and learn everything I'm teaching you so that you don't have to sit down and teach them. They can watch these videos. Learning a process, okay? It's kind of like when we learn to walk. The first thing we did is we pulled ourselves up on something, usually our mom and dad's leg or a coffee table or a chair. And we stood there. And we usually did that for about a week or two. And then the next thing you do is you take a few steps. I'll never forget when my oldest son started walking. I'll never forget it as long as I live. I had a Navy bell from a ship that I was on that had been decommissioned, and it was heavy. It was made out of brass. It was the bell that they used to ding the captain on and lunch and everything. Okay, they used it for everything. And I won a contest, and I got that bell. I was laying in the floor. I'd been playing with my son, and he crawled out of the room. And the bell was sitting on a coffee table. And when he walked back in, and I say walked back in, he turned a corner, and he had that bell in his hand, and he walked right over to his dad, and he dropped it right on my head. Now, I don't know what was more exciting, the fact that I just got dinged by the bell or the fact that he walked in the door. But I'll never forget the day he took his first steps, and because he clocked me with the bell from that. So there is a process to stepping with anything. So by learning the steps of a sale, your sales reps and yourself, if you are your sales rep, you have a means of controlling the entire sales process. And you have to be able to do that. You have to control the sales process. And it's also that your sales reps can understand where they should go next, whether they should skip a step or go back a step. That's extremely important to know exactly where you're at in the sale. And if you know where you're at in the sale, then you know if you need to go back and re-clarify something, or maybe you got all the answers you needed for the next step of the sale, and you just continue to move on. I'm not saying that you need to use a script and be like a robot while selling. And I don't want you to think that at all. This training is to give you an outline to model your sales process, to put your steps into place so that when you walk into your customer, you know that customer from top to bottom, okay? And instead, what we do is we define the steps of the sale. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to define the steps of the sale. And the reason we do that is so that you know where you're at. And then we're going to provide you and your sales reps with verbal bridges to transit from one step to the other. It's kind of like crossing a river. When you cross that river, there's one of two things you're going to do. You're either going to walk across the bridge so you don't get wet, or you're going to fall off in the water, and if the river's rushing, it's going to sweep you away, and you're going to lose where you're at. Verbal bridges keep you flowing from one step to the other. And that's what's extremely important in the sales process, is that you flow from one step to the other. And that's how you want to do that. Somebody's saying they lost sound. Can everybody hear me? Okay, must be, because now they're transiting it again. I'm showing I've got perfect sound, and nobody else is saying we lost sound, so I'm going to keep on rolling. But so we had the verbal bridge to transit from one step to the other, and that's what we want to do. We've all heard sales reps complain. I've heard it all my life. No matter where I was at or what I did, when I tried to teach sales, it was always the same thing. You know, what in the world do I need to use this for? Why do I need to do this? And then they would go out and they would try to do it on their own, and they would find out that it just didn't freaking work. It just didn't work. And so you sit down with your sales reps and you go over it with them again. And then when when they're not making anybody, you let them know that, hey, this is why we do this process, and either use this process or go find somewhere else to go broke. Okay. Maybe they've used the bridges as a script without understanding the purpose of each step. And if you get things out of line, and I know some of you have probably done this. I've done it, and that's the reason I'm not mechanical. How many of you have ever taken something apart, and when you put it back together, you have pieces left over? And when you have those pieces left over, you don't know where they went. And now what you was working on doesn't work any longer. So what happens is you lost a process in there somewhere. Okay. And so what a salesperson does is, when he's using the bridges as a script without understanding that purpose of each one, then they lose the entire process when they do that. Another possibility is that they have not committed the bridges to memory. Now, if you don't learn anything else in this sales training, you need to learn how to transition in your sales process. Okay? You have to learn how to transition in the sales process. Okay? So you've got to know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And so you've got to be able to deliver it. You've got to memorize it, and you've got to be able to say it naturally. For example, Kenny, I understand how you feel. Others have felt the same way until they found that the product that we have brought to them helps their business. Now, that is a complete script, okay? And I'm able to roll that off just like I talk. Supposing for a moment that is not a concern. Supposing for a moment that the price is not a concern. Then in your opinion, okay, that's a bridge. Then in your opinion, do you feel that we can move forward with this deal so that we can get your marketing plan in place? So you can see, and I've used this so long that it's just a part of my natural way I speak. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you speak this way. And you've got to make sure that everything you do, you follow the script. That's extremely important. Extremely important. Sales training is extremely important. If you have sales reps and you're not training them, and they're going out and they're not bringing you back sales, it's not the sales reps' problem. I've already said that you're more than welcome to take this sales training. You're able to cut everything out of it that you can edit it. You can take the stuff out that you don't want, just make it strictly the sales training. And you can use this with your sales reps. I think it was Tom Miles that emailed me and said, hey, can I run this through Camtasia or whatever program he's using and edit it and use it for my sales training? Absolutely. I highly recommend it. That's why it's on a plain white screen, so you can do that. Why? Because I know for a fact, and that's why I've been doing this for 3 years, sitting behind this white Roadster Rode microphone doing sales training. It's extremely important. It can be such an all-encompassing subject that you should take time to determine where your training needs to be concentrated. You have to know, and you have to be able to sit down with your sales reps and have them go through the script and have them go through and do a mock-up with you and have them go through so that you can see exactly where you have to help them. If you don't know, you're not going to know. But guess what else? Guess what else? If you don't know the process, you can't sit down with them and determine where their training needs to be processed. Kitty keeps telling me Sally turns him on. I went ahead and said that, Kitty. You've said it 3 times. I want everybody to know that Sally turns him on. So you have to know that. So now let's look at blueprinting and the 5 steps of the sale. And we're not going to go through all 5 steps tonight because I want to stop at dominant buying motive, because we're going to spend a lot of time on dominant buying motive next week, probably most of the training session, next week. But let's take a look at blueprinting. We all know that blueprints are extremely important. When you go to build something, and you go to build a house, if you don't have a blueprint and you're off a 1/4 of an inch and your straight line is 100 foot, without question at the end of that straight line, a 1/4 of an inch is going to wind up being several inches, and you are out of square. You have a seriously huge problem. Sales is no different. You have to have a complete blueprint of the person you're about to go sell to. It's very important that you go to the person understanding who they are, what their buying patterns are. If it's a referral, you should be able to get most of the blueprinting information from the person that referred them. But you have to walk in with a blueprint of your customer. You have to. You have to. The more you know beforehand about a prospect, the more confidence and enthusiasm you can have in making a contact, whether on the phone or in person. If you know that person, and they are, everything about them, then you walk in with them more really as a friend, than a sell. You've already started building the rapport before you even built the rapport, because you know all about John. Before you walk into John's business, or before you call John on the phone and say, "Hey, John, Jim just gave me you as a referral. Man, it's really great to hear how well your business is going and that tire sales are good and everything's going well. I understand your boy's playing softball or you're playing baseball. Your daughter's playing softball. That's awesome. Hey, John, man, congratulations on that new baby. I love children. That's a great thing." See, some things, so you don't just jump on there and on the phone, or you don't just walk in his place of business and smack him over the head. You're able to go in there and build that rapport and do the things that you need to do. And that's extremely, extremely important. Extremely important. Blueprinting starts with a few questions, and this is very important. You ask when setting the appointment. It gets more in depth during the first step of the sale and continues during the entire interview process. Questions are the key to you making and closing the sale. and understanding where, okay, the process is, and understanding who you're selling to, and understanding exactly what they want and need so you can close the deal. The 5 categories of blueprinting questions. You have to qualify the person. You have to know if they have the authority to buy. I see probably the authority to buy, ATB, more than anything, any problem out there. You walk in, you know that you're fixing to get a check, and they say, I have to ask who? My wife. They own the business. They run the business. The wife is at home. You ask yourself, why in the world do you have to ask her? Why? Because she has the authority to buy. She's the one that watches the books. She's the one that does everything, okay? She's the one that has the authority to buy. And I don't care how good your presentation is. I don't care how bad he wants your product. Until mama says that he can write that check, he does not have the authority to buy. Does not. I don't care what you do. So don't walk in with your head down. Don't walk in like you're defeated. Don't feel like when you know he doesn't have the authority to buy that you have to stop the sale. You still need to complete the sale. You're just not going to make it that day. Okay? You're just not going to make it that day. You got to know what they want. You got to know what they need to fulfill that want. And then you got to know what their DBM is, or their dominant buying motive. You have to know that. Qualifications. Let's talk about qualifications for a moment. Are they even qualified to buy your product? If you walk in and the guy's been in business for 200 years, he's still got a cash register that he pulls with a lever. He's got 16 lights that are burned out. Nothing's working. And you don't know where he's at. Okay. He's probably not going to buy anything. Why? Because he's not qualified. Kenny says he has to run everything across his wife. He said she's the one that writes the check. So it's just the way it is. And you're so right. But you have to know if this person is qualified. Are they qualified? After some basic rapport has been established, and we all know what building rapport is, getting the person to like you, love you, hug you, kiss you, and want you there. Okay? You have to build some rapport. How do you build rapport? Simply by blueprinting them before you get there. You know just enough about them to where you can carry on what? A conversation. And if you carry on that conversation, okay, if you have that conversation, now you're building rapport, and they like you. They care about you. They want you there, okay? Because now you have some things in common. Their son plays baseball, your son plays baseball. Their daughter plays softball, your daughter plays softball. Your son just graduated top honors. Their daughter just graduated top honors, okay? And, Kitty said, no, he's not talking about his wife makes the decisions. I know that's not true. She does make the decisions, but he said his customers' wives make the decision. So you got to build that rapport. You've got to complete the qualification questions. And you have to caution your sales rep not to jump right in with an interrogation of the prospect before they achieve rapport. Okay? One of the biggest qualification questions should be, how's business? John, how's business going? That's going to tell you where he's at financially, is it not? So if you walk in and business isn't good, do you want to jump out of the hat with a $1,000 product? Probably not. I don't think you do. And you want to walk in and start off slow and build him into it. Caution those sales reps, I'm telling you. If you start interrogating them when you walk in the door, they're going to lose a sale before they ever start. If you walk in off the bat and walk in, the first thing you say is, is, hey, man, I've got this great mobile app here. I want to show it to you real quick, blah, 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 blah. And they don't even know who the heck you are. You've lost the sale. You're not going to get it. You hear me say get in and get out? You do need to get in and get out if they're not qualified. But you need to build rapport, okay? You need to build rapport so that they can do what with you? They like you, they love you, they care about you. They don't need your product, they don't want your product, but they can give you referrals, okay? Give you referrals. Some prospects will be distracted and overly concerned if they get the idea paperwork of some kind is being initiated. Don't walk in and throw the contract on the counter and say, press hard 3 copies and roll with it. It's not going to work, okay? You're going to scare them to death. It's all they know, the IRS just walked in, okay, and wanting their money. You got to walk in and you got to be careful. You got to walk in and build rapport. They had to know what the paperwork is that you're throwing down to them, okay? They have to know. Do they have the authority to buy? First off, are they qualified? Do they need your product? Can your product help them? Do they have the ability to pay? Do they have the ability to make things happen if they have the authority to buy? Or do they have the things to make things happen if they don't have the authority to buy? Authority to buy, ATB, is the biggest reason you do not close sales. And what happens is this. You've gone through the entire sales process and you thought this person had the authority to buy. And like I say, this person can own the building. They can own every single thing there, and they do not have the authority to buy. They don't have the authority to do anything, okay? They can listen to you all day long. They're going to tell you how great your product is and the whole 9 yards, but they do not have the authority to buy. Authority to buy refers to the prospect's ability to make the decision to purchase your product without needing to consult with another person. You have to know that, and you have to find that out on the second step of the sale. If they're qualified, of course you're going to continue on to step 2. If they're not qualified, if they don't have any money at all, or they can't write you a check, or they're closing the doors in 2 weeks, and we hear that all the time. We're shutting down in 2 weeks, come back in 3 months, and I'm going to try to open back up. You know, if they're not qualified and they can't do it, then guess what? You don't have to worry about authority to buy. But if they pass your qualification test, when you ask the questions, how's business, you know, what's going on, you build the rapport, everything is hunky-dory, they're qualified, you know, they can write a check, you see customers coming in and out, they just, you know, business just is not good and they need to bring more business in. And I spoke with a sales rep the other day. Excuse me, I'm going to take a little drink. I spoke with a sales rep the other day, and I asked him, I said, do you ever ask them if they have a marketing program? And he said, wow, no, I never have asked that question. Never have I asked that question. That is a qualifying question. Do you have a marketing program? Do you? Why don't you? You know? Well, I just send $200 to the newspaper every month and they do it for me. I said, what do you get out of that? So now you found out they're qualified. Now you got to see if they have the authority to buy. You have to know if they are the decision maker. Many times, believe it or not, when you think you're talking to the decision maker, you're not at all. You're not talking to the decision maker at all. Your questions need to be something like this. Okay. What does your partner or spouse, etc., think about our meeting today to help increase your sales? I don't have to ask them. You know, do you have a business partner? Yes, I do. What does your partner think about our meeting today to help increase your sales? He has no say so in this. You know. John, can I ask you a question? And I know this in many family-owned businesses. Is there anyone else that has to help you make the decision today if this is what we come to a conclusion that you need to increase your sales? Yeah, I've got to talk to my wife. She's the final decision maker. And you see, you did that without insulting him. Is there anyone else, if we come to a decision today, that will keep you from writing the check? Well, yeah, I've got to clear it with my wife, or I've got to clear it with somebody. Okay, I've got to clear it. So we see that, hey, here it is. This is what we got to do. Okay. Sorry about that. I lost my chat box. Got her back now. Okay. Ownership doesn't always mean they have the authority to buy. Ownership means absolutely nothing. Sometimes, even though it's a small business, there may be 3 or 4 other people involved in that business that they have to talk to that you don't even know about. All right. So, do they have the authority to buy? Many prospects rely on advice from others before making a decision. It may be someone that doesn't have anything to do with that shop. It may be a close friend who owns a store, something like it, okay? And they want to discuss it with them to see if they've ever used anything like this, to see if it helped their business. And then when they go talk to that person, they say, no, but I'd love to have that. Guess what they become? They become a referral. So they may rely on advice from others before making decisions. Generally, authority to buy can be determined by asking this simple question. Is there anyone you need to consult before making a major buying decision? That's not insulting at all. That's out of respect that you ask them that, so that when you come down to that final question, press hard 3 copies. Here's your copy. Okay. And I'm out the door. You know up front that there is other people that he's got to talk to. Let me ask you a question, Kenny. Is there anyone you need to consult with before making a major buying decision for your business? That's not insulting at all. At all. Okay. Not having the authority to buy does not mean halting the sales process. It simply lets you know that the sale will probably not be over at the end of your presentation. You may have to make additional presentations or rely on the prospect to sell their authority. You may have to rely on them, or they may say, hey, could you come back and speak to my wife about this? And you better be loaded for bear when you go back and speak to the next person, because they're going to grill you like you've never been grilled before. Okay, it's going to happen. So you need to make sure, okay, that when you have to go back, you know what you're going for. I just got a message. Wish David Craiglow a happy birthday. Happy birthday, David, from all of us. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. You won't get that on any other training in this country. I can promise you that. So you may have to make additional presentations. Be prepared for that. Want. We talked about want, and probably I think it was the first week, and we're going to talk about it again. Understanding want, need, and dominant buying motive is very, very important. Okay? Very important. This blueprinting question is designed to find out what the prospect is looking for in his business. It may be tangible. Okay? It may be something that you can touch and feel, such as money, or to enlarge his store, or maybe he wants a new car, or there's something there. Okay, it may be more time off. Questions such as, what do you plan for after you retire? John, what do you plan for when you get ready to shut your store down? John, what do you truly want to do with your business? And you can see there, somebody said, don't give up your J job. And so what you see there, okay, what do you truly want to do with your business when you retire? What do you want to truly want to take your business today? What is it that you want, John, to get your business where you want it to be. You cannot interject. It's very important that you don't. Okay, now that you've been in business for a while, what do you want to do? You got to ask those open-ended questions so that you can help to elicit the prospect's wants. Some prospects may not know what they want, and you will find that a lot. Okay, a lot. What happens? Okay, what happens is this. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read the question. Kenny just asked a question. What is your response to after convincing the owner? The wife says, "Oh, we don't need that crap." Okay, and we get that all the time. This is exactly what you say, and you don't say another word. Sally, may I ask a question? What is it about this product increasing your business to help you get, you already know what the want is, to help you increase your cash flow, to help you get that vacation that you're wanting to go on, to help you put your kids through college, whatever their want is, okay, you have to use that want. Sally, what is it about this product that's going to do all those things for you that you don't understand? And don't say another word. Not a peep. Zero. Let her respond. Then when she says again, I don't think it's going to do anything for us. Then you come back with, I understand how you feel. Others have felt the same way until, and then you go in and start sharing the benefits. And it's very, you've got to step through the sale completely again. She showed you where you're going to start off, okay? And that's where you're going to start off with her. Sally, what is it about this product that's going to give you everything you want that you don't understand? Because there's an underlying thing there, and it could be the price. And you need to show the benefits and what it's going to do for their company. Okay? So let's get back to, so you got to help elicit. You're not going to tell them what they want. Sometimes it's hard to make decisions about the rest of their life. Sometimes it's hard to make a decision about their business. Sometimes it's hard for them to comprehend that one day their store is going to close. Sometimes it's hard for them to comprehend that little Johnny, who they're so proud of, that's playing baseball right now, is going to graduate and want to go to college. You're going to help elicit those things that they want, okay? That's really life's questions. Most people in business live for today. They don't think about tomorrow, okay? They never have thought about tomorrow and never will think about tomorrow, okay? So you have to help with that. They're not all up to the task. You're going to have to help these prospects by suggesting several general wants as their choice. Be careful not to narrow down their choices too much so they make a choice simply because they feel they have to make one. Don't get it down to one or two things. Leave it open, okay? Kids to college, enlarge their business, more time off, vacation, increase of sales, more money. All of these things are things they want. Don't say, well, you know, John, I know Jimmy who's going to graduate next year. Don't you want him to go to college? Yeah, that's what I want. You've just cut your sale right in half. Okay. What does he need if Johnny wants to go to college? He's got to have money. He's got to have increased sales. You see, it all lays on top of each other. So don't narrow it down to where they feel they have to pick one. If prospects appear especially perplexed about what they want, you may ask this question. There are so many choices in the world today. Are you looking for a little direction? This makes a great unit of conviction, which we're going to discuss conviction later. But this makes a great unit of conviction in the sales process. Kenny, there's so many choices in the world today. Man, you could make a million choices today about your business. And we talked about your business needs to increase sales, and we talked about your family, and we've talked about some things. Are you looking for a little direction in what you want? You see, you're talking to him as a consultant, but you're talking to him really as a friend. Why? Because you built that rapport. Let's talk about need, okay? Need is extremely important. You have to know what they need to give them what they want. The need is what the prospect feels he or she must have to attain the want. Let's say the want was more customers. Your next question would be this: what do you feel you would need to get more customers? David, what is it you feel you need to get more customers? Now, remember I talked about having this stuff to memory and understanding this and knowing it and rolling it off just like I'm rolling it off to you. You have to go through this training and you have to study all of these little bridges and all of these little questions and all these open-ended questions so that you flow from one to the other. Jim, what do you feel you need to get more customers? Kind of like you said, Carrie, I don't have a marketing plan. I'm throwing money. You've opened my eyes. I'm throwing money at a newspaper, and I don't even know what the return on investment is. And you know why he doesn't know what the return on investment is because you pointed out to him, Jim, what's your return on investment? He doesn't even know what ROI is at that point. Does everybody follow me what I'm saying? He doesn't even know where he is at that point. Remember, it's what the prospect feels he or she needs to fulfill the want, not necessarily what you believe he or she will need. You have to get their need. You have to. No questions asked. You have to get their need. And it has to be their need and not your need. Your need, you want them to sign the contract. You want to give them a marketing platform. You want to give them a marketing program so that they can increase their business. You know exactly what they need. They have to know what they need. And when they tell you your need, immediately you have to focus your sales on that point right there. At that very moment, your entire sales process, everything that you want to sell them has to be focused on that need. You know, Carrie, I need more customers in the door. I have to make XYZ a day in order to keep the door open. You know, Jim, I've got a couple of tools that I think we can work and make that happen. I think I've got a couple of tools that you need that will get you exactly what you want with more customers. Have you ever thought about a mobile coupon program? No, I'm not mobile. Jim, we got a mobile coupon program, and we've got a platform that we can use to attach that mobile coupon program to, that at the push of a button, you can send that out immediately with text messaging and reach their phone, and they will open it within 90 seconds. That's what the statistics say. And you know that, John, because every time you get a text, I see you look at your phone. So you know how important that texting is. Not only that, John, it's going to send it to their email box. So when they get home and read their email, or when they go to lunch and they're flipping through their phone, they're going to know exactly what your program is. John, but do you have Facebook and Twitter? No, I don't have Facebook and Twitter. But you know, John, that is part of the package that you really need in order to drive your customers back in here. You know that Facebook and Twitter is the largest social media platforms out there today. And what we want to do, John, is we want you to be able to go into your marketing platform, which controls your entire mobile app, so that when people sign up on your list, that coupon I'm talking about, you can send it out immediately. Post it and let them know on Facebook, post it and let it know on Twitter, post it and let them know in your text message marketing, and post it to email with the click of a button. See, you just took, he needs customers, and you built your entire marketing platform around customers. I don't care if he said, I need more people to walk down the sidewalk. I can show him how to make more people walk down the sidewalk with the exact same tools. Instead of saying, John, this is going to bring you more customers, Carrie's going to say, John, I tell you what, I've got exactly what you need. So you can have more people walk down in front of your store to make a decision whether or not they want to walk in by the nice signs that you place in the windows. That's exactly what I want. That is truly what I want. Okay. That is truly what I want. So you have to tailor based on their need now your presentation of what you're going to give them. I'm going to back up right there. Next week, we're going to go into dominant buying motive. I don't want to get into dominant buying motive because it's about 30 minutes worth. Okay. Dominant buying motive is that key that you're going to touch. It's going to be that nerve that you touch. If they've got the authority to buy, that's going to walk, you're going to walk out with the money that day. Now, if they don't have the authority to buy, you still have to know what his dominant buying motive is, because when the authority to buy walks in, like Kenny was saying a while ago, okay, the wife who says no, and then you go through all the bridges and you bring her right up to speed. And, you know, Sally, I can understand how you feel. Others have felt the same way. What is it about this program that concerns you? And you have to roll right into it. And it's got to roll off your tongue just that way. And I know you're sitting there thinking, because I can promise you, some of you are sitting there right now trying to mimic the things I'm saying. And this is what you're telling yourself. You're saying, you know what? I don't talk that way, Carrie. You know what? Carrie didn't used to talk that way either. But Carrie does now, even in normal conversation. So we got to know, we got to qualify them, right? We have to qualify them. Then we have to go in and we have to find out what? If they have the authority to buy. So you've qualified them and now you know they've got the authority to buy. Now you're going to go in and they've got the authority to buy, and you're going to establish their wants. And you're going to have to elicit that. You're going to have to pull that out of them. You're going to have to work with them on that. That's not a 2-second conversation. Some people may know exactly what they want, but I don't even know what I want half the time. So you have to go in and you have to do that. Okay. Then you're going to have to go in and you're going to have, okay, to talk about their needs. And what we're going to do next week is we're going to go into dominant buying motive. And we're going to spend a lot of time on that, because that is the hot button that will get you where you need to go. Okay. Now, I want everybody to do something for me, if you would. And I'm going to teach you something right now. Okay. And this is what you need if you start doing webinars. This is what you need if you're going to start doing anything. At the bottom of your screen, right below the car that you see, there is a like button, a tweet button, a LinkedIn button, and a Google Plus button. Now, some of you may not have LinkedIn. Some of you may not have Google Plus. Some of you may not have Twitter, but I know you all have Facebook. I would like every single one of you to go in at this very moment and like our training page. If you would do that for me, it would be greatly appreciated. And I will show you just exactly how local social marketing really works. So take a second as I'm closing out, and before you go here, and like our page. And tweet it. David Craiglow, I sung you happy birthday, man. I know you're on Twitter because you tweet every single thing that I do. And I greatly appreciate it. You would be amazed at the number of followers I have because of David Craiglow. Every time I post a video, he tweets it out, and I greatly appreciate it. Are there any questions? Just go to the gold little eye drop or whatever you call that chat bubble that says chat with Carrie on it, and click on that button, open it up, and send me a message, and I'll take any questions real quick. It says, I had a potential client like that today, but I did get invited back to meet the partner. Absolutely. If you do the sale correctly, you're going to get invited back to meet the partner. I mean, that's what the sales process is all about. You sold the first person. Yeah, you got to go back and sell a second person. Okay. And that's why your prices have to be right. But you get invited back to sell the person. Okay. You do get invited back. And I'm going to give this about 30 seconds or so because I know there's a little bit of delay. And do me a favor. Not only like the chat, not only like the training and tweet the training and link it into this training and Google Plus the training, but how about, if you would, matter of fact, I'm going to like the training real quick right now. But if you would, tell me what you think about the new format. Anybody questions at all? Nobody's flashing. There's somebody right there. If we know what they're spending on traditional marketing methods, we can get them to divert some of that money to our platform. Absolutely. And the most important thing to know about traditional marketing methods is not only what they're spending, what are they getting out of it? And that's what they don't know, I can promise you. Very few businesses, especially small businesses, do not know what they're getting. Anybody else have any questions? Thank you very much. Clean and efficient. Thank you very much. I love the new platform. Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming out, man. This was absolutely freaking awesome. I'm telling you, man, I love this. I love the new platform. And the great thing about it is, as soon as I turn it off, you can come back and you can watch the replay. And the replay is posted, and I'll take that YouTube video and I will post it in the group, and I'll post it on the thing, you know. And so we will, we're going to use this format. I'm getting a lot of great comments on it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure coming to you each and every week. Just remember this. We'll see you next Wednesday, and I'll see you in the Facebook group. Have a good evening, everyone. Good night, and take care.